Silence in Babylon. This is Journey with Yooooo.
What is racism? As though nigga said wow. Like really wow. What is racism? Me asking the big questions. What is true? Okay. The big question is what is race, and no. The answer, yeah. Because like you have to define racism as a prejudice based on race, and then you have to find race. But I honestly have these different thoughts on racism that I've been thinking recently. Because I really do have this whole issue where people of a certain complexion be like, oh, I'm mixed race. Oh, how you mixed race? Oh, I'm from Scotland and Canada. Are you stupid? What? How did those... Where is the race? Who is racing against who there? I find it dumb. So I've recently begun to try to understand a bit more about race, especially when I think about the dynamics and the history that informed the creation of race and like the eugenics of it all, like the biased science of it all. Like, I'm saying like a lot, and I'm supposed to not say that apparently according to grammar teachers back in the day. But with that said, when I consider that, I honestly equate racism to xenophobia. And xenophobia is not just like using a big word to describe a big word seems like ridiculous, and I'm trying to trick myself. But like, xenophobia is prejudice based on geographic or nationality differences. So it's like, I don't want these foreigners coming in to my land. And when I think of xenophobia, I think of hating someone because of cultural differences and insecurities based on those cultural differences. Because how I genuinely perceive race or like the skin tone shit as such a minute difference, and like scientifically has been proven to be such a minute difference. The only thing that really separates people are the cultural differences that inform their behavior. So when I see race, I see racism, I often think of it as like uneducated xenophobia. You're unaware that you're disliking this person because of their cultural differences, but it's been labeled as racism because highlighting skin tone as a problem was always easy for those who were using racism as a propaganda tool to justify colonial and imperial rule. Like, it was just easier for them to have that as the label, have it as be like, oh, it's just because their skin is darker, it's just because their skin is lighter, it's just because their eyes look like that and their nose is that way and their hair is that way. But I don't think that is the true intent that informs racism. Because if you think about it, why would there now be racism between people who often hold a lot of genetic similarities? Now, not to counsel me, but like a lot of Latino people like are Caucasian. Look me in my eye, I've said that. Like, a lot of them often do tend to be, like, a lot of, especially, and I don't know this, but this is especially in popular media and representation of them, they often just look Caucasian, and like, what makes me know them as Latino is maybe dark hair, and if you like dark features, but dark features is just brown eyes, girl. Like, brown eyes and like, you look tan, and these days, everybody can get a tan. So it's really just like, when I see people like those with a lot of like aesthetic, genetic similarities, but cultural differences, and then I have racism, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Because when you look at that, it's very clear. Like even a lot of Middle Eastern people who are Caucasian as well and fall into that category and pass as Caucasian, the only thing that informs the racism is the cultural differences, and for them, a lot of times it's the religious differences with the West. So like, when I think of racism, that's what I think of it. I think it's uninformed xenophobia. It's really a thing of like, yo, I'm unaware of that culture, I'm unaware of who you are as an individual, so categorizing you as black, white, green, blue is easier.
I mean, if you just answered the question of the whole, everything is a system. Like, the only thing that separates you from the bigger system is your culture. Like, your family culture is something like your school culture, and then that cause of that group paradigm, like, cause you, like the arbitrary thing of you making into a group, now causes that whole group sense versus the outer group. It's not like, that's why we have such a division.
you said this thing yesterday about like we find the smallest similarities and form groups and prioritize that thing. And like, and we talked about like even just like the fact that we all share blood. Realistically, we technically do all share blood. We all have a common ancestor. So really, is the fact that you are 92, 93, 94% similarity? Is it that deep, or is it the cultural things that they formed? It's the
family culture is so different.
and it's easy to label those things as like, okay, oh, it's blood, it's family, it's school, it's culture, it's nation. You know, like it really is the culture, it's the group, which is why like even like the creation of Africa is such a derogatory like thing, because there were so many diverse cultures that existed within that land that putting them together is one of the reasons why they often have a lot of internal problems. And like it's just like, and like categorizing them as like, even Nigeria is like so many cultures that were put into Nigeria, and even between those cultures they were only able to really find three to five similarities for them to even bond. And even within those ones they are fighting amongst them, they're fighting amongst other countries, they're fighting. And it's like, oh, these people are so uncivilized, but like we existed for centuries before Western civilization. And treated.
What I never knew was that when they told us.
Wait, give me a second. Let me sign this off, guys. Let me tell you, if you want to see more conversations between me, Ama, and whoever the fuck, like, subscribe, comment, because this is what this vibe is gonna be. We're gonna be talking, we're gonna be chatting. Welcome to Chatting with Chibuzo, and see y'all next time. Bye.